welcome back to our channel, guys. My name is Ari.
I'm Louise.
Hi, I'm Angie. I'm from Austria.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm from New Zealand.
From the video title, you guys can already guess, we are senpais here in Japan.
We are, indeed.
And you guys, when did you come to Japan actually?
Actually, I came here around 4 months ago.
4 months ago?
She's a baby.
Oh my god.
She still has rosy cheeks.
And what about you, Emily?
Almost 6 months.
6 months.
Half a year?
Yeah, almost half a year.
We are here, Louise and me, since about the same time actually. We figured out 6 years ago. So we are here for you guys actually in this video to answer your questions. Do you have any questions from kohai to senpai about life in Japan or anything that you guys want to know about, like living long term in Japan?
Absolutely. Do you want
Of
to
course, tons of questions.
Yeah.
Let's get it then.
What was the most difficult challenge you had to overcome after moving to Japan?
Oh.
For me, I really wanted to speak Japanese, and I think my biggest challenge was actually finding people to speak Japanese with in Japan.
That's crazy.
Which sounds weird, but like I'm not the most social person ever, and like I didn't have an excuse to talk to Japanese people here because I went to a language school, no Japanese people. And how do I find someone to speak Japanese with? I really like struggled with that at first, I think.
True. I think language, yeah, is a big thing. I knew it's gonna be a challenge, so it didn't take me by surprise actually.
Yeah.
But still something that I still struggle with, which is one of the biggest challenges of living in Japan, is going to the doctor. Like if I have like a disease or I feel a certain way, every time it's different, right? Like sometimes you hurt your thumb, sometimes, I don't know, maybe you slept wrong and your neck is kind of... So every time is different. It's not always kaze, like flu, or it's not always netsu, like, no, I don't know, fever. I feel like when I go somewhere in terms of my health, I want them to understand me 100%. But I know that I can't say it 100% the way that I should say it. And then they ask me a question, which might be very important, and I'm like, what? And then they say it another way. It's like, yeah, but what was the other question, the more important one? So I think going to the doctor is still kind of something I struggle with.
I don't go often, so that's why maybe I didn't realize.
Yeah.
I think like for me, going to the bank the first year was crazy.
Tough.
They were like, okay, write your name. I'm like, writing my name. They're like, it's too long. I'm like, what do you want me to do about it? And then you know, we find a way. And then they're like, so read this and sign. And I'm like, I mean, I'm gonna pretend to read because this is a bunch of kanji I don't know, and I'm like, I could be selling my organs, I don't know, but I'm gonna sign because I'm not gonna get a bank account otherwise. So it's like, you need to trust the people you're talking to.
You need to trust them 100%.
I was like, I have no idea what's going on, but it worked, so I'm still here. So.
At the end of the day, I don't know how. I feel like Japanese people can read your mind sometimes. They know for some reason exactly what you need. They ask you a few questions, they figure it out, and you're out. And it's like, oh my god, how did I do that? Like, people are very helpful here.
Efficient.
Very efficient.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
It's fine. Just show something and they're like, okay, got you.
How do you manage to get through Japanese summer every year?
I got better at it because we discovered a product that are useful. One, you need your little fan, and then two, the refreshing sheets. We tried some today, right?
Yeah.
It changed my life when I found it. Just like find the ways that people here deal with it. I think you will get used to it somehow and just.
Eventually, we can wear long pants like you guys.
Yeah, and I have long sleeves. Like that's me getting used to it. I could not do that at first.
I couldn't do that now.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Somehow. Just get used to it.
Yeah, we get used to it.
What is the best thing about living in Japan?
One?
That's too many things,
Oh
actually.
my god.
I guess for me, it's safety.
I'm not gonna say that.
Safety and lifestyle combined. I love to go out and drink and go from one place to the other. Every time you go into a store, people like really welcome you and you have good food. You know they're not gonna rip you off. You know, no one's gonna steal your money and stuff. I love the combination of like this kind of lifestyle. I mean, if you like to be out, plus it's safe, that's like the best thing for me living here actually.
Yeah, for me too, I was gonna say safety. Safety is amazing, and especially I realized it when I went back to France recently. It's like how when I walk alone in France, I have always this kind of like tension. Like, is it okay? Is someone gonna do whatever? Like, I don't know. In Japan, I'm just like, whatever, like walking over there.
Just go
like,
home.
Of course, you need to be careful still, we know, but there's not this pressure and like this mindset of always I need to be careful of everything. So feel like you can enjoy the life more because you feel safe.
True.
It's a huge plus point in Japan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
weird though, like you just kind of, I don't know what it is, you just kind of, suddenly you just feel safe.
I think it's
Right?
because
Yeah,
people
because
mind
everyone
their
trusts-
own
so-
business.
Exactly.
In a
Yeah,
good way.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
No one bothers you. Like, you
Yeah.
don't have to like talk to strangers.
And I felt it like when I came to Japan, I had way more out there style. But in Japan, like even if they don't like it, no one talks to me. Like no one does anything. So they
Yeah.
don't care. And they're like, yeah, do you?
They don't look at you twice.
Yeah.
Are there any lifestyle changes that you have adopted since living here?
I don't know if it's a good thing,
Mhm.
but in France we don't have combini
Yeah.
and everything closed early. So I used to like do grocery on Saturday at once for the whole week. In Japan, every night I go and buy just for one day or like for 2 days, and it's like a more like 5 feet, and you know like you just
Yeah.
go whenever you need. When I go back to France, that's a bit problematic. Like I'm so used to like, oh, I need cotton. Let's go at midnight.
Yeah.
Buy cotton. Like I cannot do that in France, so like, it's so convenient. So I became a bit spoiled, I think. But I really love it though.
Yeah, for me, you know how when you meet like new people, and then you say like, oh, like you do film, I do film too. Let's do something together. Oh yeah, let's do something together, and then you never see them again.
Yeah.
In Japan, though, I realized that most people, when they say let's do something,
Yeah.
they're there. They hit
They
you.
mean
I
it.
was like,
True.
well, you said Saturday 6, right? I said,
Yeah.
where are you? Like you said Saturday.
Yeah.
That's something that I adapted, and I think that that's something that changed my life because before you just say things. It's like, yeah, let's do it, man. Then you never see in person. In Japan, it's different. I think that changed a lot. When they say they want to meet, you meet them.
Speaking of like meeting people, what are some tips for making friends?
For me, what changed is I went to Semongakko, like a school in Japan with only the Japanese people. And I used to think it's hard to communicate with like Japanese girls or something. Going to that school actually kind of opened my mind more to like how they communicate and how to chat with them. And I think in the end we are just all girls, like, like we can just chat. You can talk about love, whatever, makeup.
Yeah.
Like especially I went to makeup school, so
Yeah.
like just find common activity to do together.
Exactly.
I think for me like studying makeup, so
Yeah.
it was easier. Maybe I go to school, but maybe like join a club or like there's so many like let's play basketball meetup or like whatever, like you know those events. I think if you find them, then slowly once you make one friend, then you're gonna get their friends and the friend of the friends, and then that's how it grows, I guess.
Slide into the friend group.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Okay.
Like if you're into music, go to a music bar, talk to people about music, and then you both exchange music. For example, let's go to the other music bar. I know a friend will go there, and so on. Most of the people, they want to talk to you, they don't know how, and it's the same for you. Like you want to talk with Japanese people, but you don't really know how because of the language. But just try it. Yeah.
Can you share your most memorable moments/interaction since living in Japan? Maybe with like another person.
I remember when I was in Sapporo, it was like 6 years ago, which I couldn't speak any Japanese.
Okay.
Came fresh from Germany. I remember we were sitting down in like a tram. There was a group of elderly ladies, and my friend and me, we just went to the side for them to sit down. I knew the word sumimasen, right, which I knew is apologetic, like means sorry, and they apologized to us. And that was the moment where I was like, why are they apologizing to me about that? I think this was almost like a turning point where I understood Japanese culture a little bit more, where like they didn't want to bother us moving, which kind of like changed my complete point of view of things. It's like you don't have to, you just say thank you, right? Which is how in Western cultures is like no one would say like, oh sorry, you moved for me, right?
Yeah.
And that blew my mind. I always remember the moment where I was like, oh, that's how people communicate here. Like they apologize for, you know, giving me an inconvenience in their eyes or something. So yeah, that's something very memorable for me.
They think a lot more about other people's feelings.
You do?
They really care
You do,
about
and you adapt that actually with the time too.
Like, I had been living in Japan for 4 years.
Okay.
And I got used to Japan, the service, they're so nice, they think about others before themselves. Then I went to a French takeout place with French people working there. And then I asked a question to them, and they were like, no, we don't do that. And I felt very hurt. Where is the sumimasen? You know, like usually if I ask a question and they cannot do it in Japan, they're like, I'm so sorry, like we can't do it. The French guy was like, no, and went away, and I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
And like I was
Okay.
like, it's funny because it's my culture, right? Like we are more direct, like we don't care as much, and I used to be okay with that. But living in Japan, we
You
get
become
used
weaker.
to. Yeah, that's what I said to people. But I like it better that way because it made me realize that I also care more about others' feeling
Yeah,
now.
it's a mutual
Because
thing.
that's why I noticed when people don't.
Mm.
So I realized how I got used to Japan at that moment, basically.
Yeah, it's a mutual. At the beginning, you just take the kindness.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
oh my god, they're so kind to me. And
Yeah.
right? Until you were kind to them too. And then if
Yeah.
someone is not kind to you back, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
What
it's
are you
mutual,
doing
you know,
here?
like,
Yeah,
be
yeah.
kind, man.
Last year when I was in Japan for 3 months, right? After I went to New Zealand,
Yeah.
and I was so shocked because I thought, oh, why is everyone so unfriendly here?
Yeah.
And then I realized it's just because everyone is so friendly
In Japan, yeah.
Oh, in New Zealand?
Yeah, I was really shocked. I was.
I think
Yeah,
Oh.
because you came from
level
Japan to
Oh.
like another
They were
level
still
of kindness.
friendly,
Yeah.
you know. They actually weren't unfriendly, but
Yeah.
to me it seemed like
yeah.
It seems
Oh,
a
right.
big gap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Japan is up there, you know, for.
That's true.
So that was all of your question, I guess. So you got many different perspectives on how we experience Japan, how we feel about Japan. So I hope, you know, you learned something new. Maybe it makes you see Japan in a different way too. And if you have any of those experiences or any advice for them who are just beginning their life in Japan, please leave it down in the comments. We are LanCul Eikaiwa, so if you want to talk more about culture and to, for example, their life in Japan, your life when you lived abroad, for example, you can always join our sessions. They will be here. It's down in the link in you can click on the link in the description. I cannot say it.
Click the link in the description box down
Yeah,
below.
please do it.
Thanks guys for watching.
Yeah, see you
guys.
next
Bye.
time. I feel like you can enjoy the life more because you're feeling safe.
True.
And I love like going out at night and stuff like that too. And night is very early here, so you can also go out at the same time at night, which I really like. I just came. It's like illumination for Christmas. Okay, 5 p.m. You're
Yeah.
good. So yeah, I really like that in Japan.